Morning guys, Perry here from Stupid is the Norm. Today, multi-millionaire business owner and ambassador for Bradford City Football Club, Glenn Ackroyd, gives his top tips for success.
Stupid is the Norm for Perry Wilson. And a bit of my background, my name is Glenn Ackroyd and I've got two £15 million businesses. One was my property portfolio, which I still own and manage, and I've got lots of properties I rent out and get income from. And the other one was a business, an estate agent business, which I sold, which gives me the benefit of going to great places like this, which is the Monaco Grand Prix. But I started from nothing. My parents were a single parent on benefits, and I had no income whatsoever, and I built those, so attitude is key. So what I'm going to be doing over the next sort of few minutes of the video is share you some ideas and tips that Perry's asked me to do, which hopefully are going to help you grow your business. But one of the questions that Perry's asked me to cover off is, if you're speaking to an 18-year-old, what bit of advice would you give them to help them on their journey in life? Well, one good lesson I'd say is who you hang around with matters a lot. Now, I learned this later in life. I was about 35 before I started off in business. I worked in a 9-to-5 job, I got my income, I got the weekend, I spent my money on drink, and it was all gone, and I lived from month to month, week to week, waiting for the weekend. That was the mindset, because I hung around with people like that. It all changed when I got into property and got into business. I then met different people with a different mindset, who were all thinking about business, thinking about opportunity, saw problems as challenges, and that changed everything. So if you're hanging around with people who are negative, who are like drinking a lot, who are just like going out and meeting girls, all the various things people do, well, that's fine for social life, but if you want to change things, get better, go on to a better life, you need to meet people who are going to help you grow. So meet people that are like that already, because what will happen is your habits will change and become like them. So meet people who you want to be like, because you're the average of the 5 people you meet most hang around with. That's a very important lesson I will give to anybody. Behind me is the start-finish line of the Monaco Grand Prix, which takes place tomorrow. So it's going to be filled full of lots of cars revving away at 120 miles an hour, breaking through to 200 miles an hour as they go. And one of the things that Perry's asked me to cover off is the biggest mistake I've made in my business career. And what that boils down to is doing something outside of your knowledge base, outside of your comfort zone. So I was successful in property, buy-to-lets in my local area, and then I got into commercial property, but not in my local area, about 200 miles from my local home. So doing this, it was 2 things wrong. One, I didn't understand commercial, and 2, it's not local to me. So both those things were outside of my knowledge base, and I failed because I just assumed because I was successful in one area, I could apply that and become successful elsewhere. The key to me was ultimately stick to the knitting, do what you're good at, focus, 100% focus, because by doing one thing really well, successfully, and amplifying that gives great results. You don't try and do lots of things, be all things to all men, because you will fail. That was my biggest mistake, doing commercial property outside my local area. So I talked about my commercial property experience where I had a bad experience, and in that situation I lost £30,000 worth of cash, which is very, very painful indeed. But it shouldn't put you off from going out and exploring and trying new things and having success. And Perry's asked me to say, finish on a positive note, have a success story. And lots of people talk about success in terms of wealth, income, fame and fortune, all these things. Well, in reality, success is not about that. Success, if you boil it down, is all about being happy. I'm sort of really grateful by the fact that I'm 49, I'm really healthy, I've got a great wife, 2 amazing children, and people and friends who I can count on and trust and rely on, who are great people. So you shouldn't look for material things and wealth as a measure of success. You should look closer to home. So you're happy, you've got a great family, you've got great friends. Well, that to me is the biggest ever measure of success, and that's all that counts. Thank you.
Fantastic, thanks for that, Glenn. To ensure you don't miss any more of these videos, don't forget to click like, share and subscribe. Don't be stupid and don't be normal, guys.